Hee Haw.
I'm getting tired of that.
Hey, Junior, I read in the newspaper that a man up in New York City gets hit by a car every 30 minutes.
I'm getting tired of that.
Hey, Holly, did you send your boy that Bible?
Why, yes, I did. And that girl at the post office asked me if there was anything in there that could get broken. I said only the 10 Commandments.
Hey, Calvin, you know where I could get 30,000 cockroaches?
30,000 cockroaches? Hey, what do you want with all those?
Well, I'm moving tomorrow, and my lease says that I gotta leave the place just the way I found it when I moved in.
Hey, there's more corn around here than the whole state of Kansas.
Cool, cool. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
If you had $10 in one pocket, $25 in the other pocket, what would you have?
I'd have on somebody else's britches.
Judy, I hate my mother-in-law.
Well, if it wasn't for your mother-in-law, you wouldn't have your wife.
That's another reason I hate my mother-in-law.
And now, here's Tammy Wynette.
And now, here's Tammy Wynette.
I've never had this trouble with the grand old offering. Sometimes it's hard to be a woman. Giving all your love to just one man. You have bad times, you have good times, doing things that you don't understand.
crossed me some sheep with a kangaroo.
What'd you get?
Well, I got me some woolly jumpers.
My order in the court. All right, young man, tell the truth. How did you get all this money?
Well, sir, I sold 5 million fabricated homes.
Now that's a lie.
Well, I told you it was fabricated.
We're gonna play it now. It's fancy music everywhere, heard about the land. From here to there, none can compare to Hee Haw's all-girl band.
Since we started playing, we practiced faithfully.
And now we're gonna show you we can almost play on key. From here to there, none can compare to Hee Haw's all-girls band. We're through, play it now.
PR549. Hi, friends. I got a deal for you. You won't find a better car anywhere.
Pete, you joke?
Like I was saying, the best cars around. Renumber the number 549. B45.
Let's see what's going on down at the barber shop.
Cousin Roy Clark, how are you?
I'm doing good, doing
Say
good.
hi to Ron and Grandpa.
Right, Grandpa. how
They
you
heard
doing?
you were coming and wanted the front row seat.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hey, don't forget Junior.
Oh, howdy, Junior. Howdy.
So how are you, Roy?
Doing good. How about you?
Well, you know what? I was watching my grandson Zach the other day, and you know what? The kids these days are so hooked on these electronics and DSs and PSs and all them other S's.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I remember when I was little, I used to love bedtime stories.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And when my kids were little, they loved bedtime stories.
Yeah, that's right.
But Zach, he says, Pap, I don't buy off on that Cinderella stuff.
Don't buy off on them.
No. So in order to keep his attention, I had to do some thinking, and I told him fairy tale. I told him sideways.
Sideways.
Yeah, for instance, instead of Sleeping Beauty, I told him about Beeping Snooty.
Even Sunday.
Well, yeah. So let me give you an example here. I'll tell you about the P Little Threads.
All right.
Well, once upon a time, there were P Little Threads. Well, actually, there were 5 Little Figs. There was Palmy Mig, and Patty Dig, and P Little Threads.
All right.
Well, the P Little Threads grew up one day, and they had to go out and hill their own blouses. Well, first Little Leg went down the road, and he came across the farmer winding the wagon. He said, "Hey, sir, what you got in that wagon?" He said, "Well, I got me a Scrotal Law."
Strode along.
"Can I buy that Scrotal Law? I want to build me a Strauss out of hall." And the farmer said, "Well, yeah." And he did. He went, he bought that Scrotal Law, he built him a Strauss out of hall, and as soon as he got it done, along come the wicked bad bull.
Oh, my.
And he knocked on the door and said, Puddle leg, let me in." Puddle leg said, "Not by the chair of my henny hen hen." He said, "Well, I'll puff and I'll hoe your blouse down." And he did. He huffed and he puffed and he hoed his blouse down. And little pig ran away looking for his brothers. So along come the second little pit leg, and he was going down the road, and he come across the farmer riding the wagon. He said, "What do you got in that wagon, sir?" He said, "Well, I got me a broken log."
A broken log.
He said, "Well, can you sell me that?" Broken licks. Excuse me, he had a broken licks. He said, "Can you sell me that broken licks?" He said, "Well, sure." And he bought that broken licks and built him a browse out of hicks. And as soon as he got that browse out of hicks fixed, along come the big bad wolf. And he said, put a leg, let me in." He said, "Not by the chair of my head, in." So I huff and I puff and I hoe your blouse down. And he huffed and he puffed and he hoed his blouse down. And put a leg around the way looking for his other brothers. Well, the third put a leg was going around down the road. And he come across a farmer riding a wagon, and he had him a brood of licks. He said, "Can I buy that brood of licks? I'd like to build me a browse out of licks." And he did. He sold him that brood of licks, and he built him a browse out of hicks. And as soon as he did, along come the wicked bad wolf. He said, put a leg, let me in." He said, "Not by the chair of my head, in." He said, "Well, huff and I'll puff and I'll hoe your blouse down." So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, and he couldn't hoe his blouse down. While he was busy huffing and puffing, the other put legs came in. They joined up with their brother, and inside of that house, their browse of hicks, they had a big pot of wool and broader, and they put it on the fire. But that big red wolf, he said he's going to be sneaky, and he climbed up on the roof and chewed down the slimmer right into that pot of wool and broader. And the put legs all had wolf stew for dinner with bacon bits and pig ears. But there's a story to this, Maury. People that live in Hask Grudge shouldn't stow thrones.
And you know what they said? Well, they laughed out loud. I heard one of them say, you know, I believe that's the ugliest woman I've ever seen. And the other fellow said, well, now, she might be nice. You know what they say, beauty's only skin deep. And the other fellow said, well, let's skin her then. I can't help it, I'm ugly. When they were passing out looks, I thought they said books. So I said, give me a funny one. But I'm from Grinder Switch, Tennessee. Any of y'all ever heard of that? Grinder Switch, Tennessee. And we got some interesting folk down there. One day I went to a restaurant, and there was these three couples that had just gotten married. So the newlyweds all sat at one table. And I heard the first one look at his bride and say, pass the sugar, sugar. Then I heard the other fella look at his bride and say, pass the honey, honey. Well, I guess the third fella didn't want to be outdone. So he looked at his bride and he said, pass the bacon, piggy. Well, you know, you gotta watch that puppy love. It leads to a dog's life sometimes. Take old Lem Perkins down home. Lem Perkins takes his wife with him everywhere he goes. So isn't that nice, ladies? So I said to him one day, Lem, every time I see you, I got your wife with you. He said, well, Minnie, she's so ugly that I'd rather take her with me than have to kiss her goodbye. Well, I've got to go. You can bet your bloomers I'll be back later.
Lee, this here food looks as bad as you do.
Vern, I'm sick and tired of all your insults. I'll have you know that I am a very attractive woman.
Ha! Attractive woman? Why, you don't even attract flies anymore.
Let me tell you something, Vern. One of these days you're gonna come home and you just might find me a kissing another man. And what are you gonna do then, Vern?
If I come home and I find you kissing another man, I'm gonna hit him over the head with his blind walking stick.
Vern, you're enough to make a freight train want to take a dirt road.
Hey, Grandpa, what's for supper?
Well, we got black-eyed peas and turnip greens, and the biggest onion you ever seen. We got cornbread and apple pie. Can't eat it all, but it sure is fun to try.
I crossed the tiger with a parrot.
What'd you get?
I don't know, but when he talks, you better listen.
And now, here's that singing cowboy, Gene Autry.
Back in the saddle again. How where a friend is a friend, where the lone one cattle feed on the lowly gypsy breed. Back in the saddle again, riding the rain once more. Toting my old 44, where you sleep out every night and you live always right. Back in the saddle again. Whoopee-hi-I-oh, rocking to and fro, back in the saddle again. Whoopee-hi-I-ay, I go my way, I'm back in the saddle again.
saddle again. Now where a friend is a friend, where the lone cattle feed on the lowly gems and weed, back in the saddle again, riding the ring once more, toting my old 44, where you sleep out every night and the only law is right, back in the saddle again. Would be Hi-I-O, rocking to and fro, back in the saddle again. Would be Hi-I-A, I go my way, I'm back in the saddle again.
Is that Roy and Dale?
Oh, we're not gonna show around spread rumors. Oh, really, we're just not just be kind. Oh, you'll never hear one word repeating gospel. So you better be sure and listen close the first time. I saw a big downtown, long-haired woman, crowing like a rooster on the fence. I just didn't have the heart to tell him, but I think he's her rooster number 8. Oh, we're not gonna go around spread rumors. No, really, we're just not just be kind. Oh, you'll never hear one voice repeating gospel. So you better be sure and listen close the first time.
Yeah.
Now Margaret told me that we were finished. 3 months the divorce, it'll cost me some more. My only hope is when we go to court, I don't get a new judge like Ron DeCiora.
Well, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched all over and thought I found true love. You met another and you were gone.
You're a big trouble.
Adelaide, why don't you fix yourself up once in a while?
Bird, I only got one dress, and a moth done got into it.
I bet it fits the moth better than it fits you.
Well, maybe you should just be a better provider.
Better provider? What about that fur coat I bought you?
Well, Vern, what about that fur coat? Every time I put it on and go for a walk, your dog chases me right up a tree.
I hope he buries you in the backyard too.
Hey, Grandpa! Well, the rhubarb pie is about ready to take out, and the coffee's just a little bit stout. The squirrel and dumplings are safely whole, so fill your plate before it gets cold.
You know that, Grandpa. Well, he never believed in flying saucers till he tripped a waitress.
Hey Ron, my mother-in-law is so ugly. nurse and the psychiatrist, well, they make her lay up in bed with her face right against the wall. That's enough. My mother-in-law was ugly. She entered the Miss America contest and almost lost her citizenship. Now that's ugly.
Hey, Holly, that doctor you're engaged to very rich?
Well, of course. You don't think I'm getting married for my health, do you?
Hey, Holly!
Yeah.
Why does that head of yours have a hole in her neck?
Well, she likes laying eggs, but she doesn't like bringing up children.
I ought to get combat pay for listening to these jokes.
Hey, Cal, you know something? Donna did, Mom. Wife said it, don't.
Oh, Holly, I'm afraid that wedding I had planned for this weekend is off.
Well, why makes you say that?
Well, Father got a shock.
Here he is, George Jones.
He said, I love you till I die. She told me you'll forget in time. As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind. Kept his picture on his wall. Went half crazy now and then, but he still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. He had some letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I seen him smile in years. As he stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. You know, he came to see it one last time. Oh, we all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind. This time, he's over her for good. 'Cause he stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.
this all the time, so I've got a little song for you that tells you how to catch a man. Now, when a handsome fella smiles at you, what harm can a little flirting do? And if he tries to steal a kiss, well, don't be sore. Remember, you got plenty more. How to catch a man, how to catch a man. All the girls ask me, how do you catch a man? Catch him if you can with a mini pearl plane. Here's a little tip on how to catch a man. Hold time. Tell him this with a straight face, huh? Tell him to get live as cheap as one. Promise him anything you will find. That after you're married, he will change his mind. So how to catch a man? How to catch a man? Every girl wants to know how do you catch a man? Catch him when you can with a mini pearl plane. Here's a little tip on how to catch a man. Get a bear trap.
Cousin Roy, back so soon?
Feel like I just got a haircut. Howdy, Grandpa. Junior, Ron.
So how are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Arch?
Well, you know, I've been pretty good. Remember my Uncle Elmo always said I was his favorite nephew?
Yeah.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, no, it's not.
It's not.
No, he passed away.
Oh, that's bad.
No, that's good because, well, he left me $50,000.
Oh, that is good.
Well, no, that's bad. It turns out that IRS found out about it and they took half of it.
Oh, that is bad.
Well, no, that's good.
It is. Why?
Well, you see, I still had enough to do something I always wanted to do. So I went out and bought me an airplane and learned how to fly.
Oh, now that's good.
No, that's bad.
Oh, it is. Why?
Well, just the other day I was doing a loop, and when I was right up the top, I fell plumb out of that aircraft and I was hurtling toward the earth.
Oh, now that's bad.
Well, that's good.
Oh, it is. Why?
Well, I was looking down, there was a nice fluffy haystack, and I was headed right for it.
Oh, now that's good.
No, that's bad.
Oh, it is.
As soon as I got closer, I could look up, and there's a pitchfork looking right up at me.
Oh, now that's bad.
Well, no, that's good, because the puff of wind come blew me off just a little bit. I missed the haystack and bounced around the hayfield a couple times, and I woke up in the hospital.
Oh, now that's bad.
No, that's good.
Oh, it is. Why?
Oh, there was a pretty nurse taking care of me, and I took a turn for the nurse.
Oh, now that's good.
No, that's bad.
Oh, it is. Why?
Well, about the time I reached out to give a kiss to that pretty nurse, my wife walked in.
Oh, now that's bad.
No, that's good.
It is. Why?
When she said, you can keep that pretty nurse, and I'm going to pack my bags and move home to Mama.
Now that's good.
Darn tootin'.
Now, here is the Hee Haw Gospel Quartet.
We need a piano player.
Sorry about that, boys.
and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. To our bountiful Father above, we shall offer a tribute of praise for the glorious gift of His love and the blessings that hallow our days. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Welcome to the Samples Car Lot. We got the best deals around.
Pete the Jump.
You stupid mechanic. Best piece of junk. Remember to call. BR 4519.
And now, here she is again, Cousin Minnie Pearl.
Howdy! You know, it's just a pleasure to be here this evening. You know, when I first came up here and parked, when I got out of the car, I was met by a fellow with a gun. And he said, "Give me all your money." I said, "Well, I don't have any money." So he commenced to frisk me. Up and down. Up and down. He said, "You really don't have any money, do you?" I said, "No, but if you keep that up, I'll write you a check." Yeah, I told you before, I'm from Grind Switch, Tennessee. Now, I have a niece that works in the intensive care unit down in the hospital. She's a nurse. And she told me that one day these two fellas was in intensive care, and the one said, "What are you in for?" And he said, "Cardiac trouble." "And you?" "Sinus." He said, well, don't you mean sinus?" He said, "No, I took a woman out to dinner the other night, and her husband seen us." You know, I just love animals. Don't you all? You love your animals. We treat them like family, don't we? Well, there's a story of these two fellas was taking the dogs for a walk. And the one fella had a big old well-groomed German Shepherd, and the other guy had a real little short yellow dog. So the guy, the German Shepherd, said, "I'm just so glad we got these leashes on these dogs. I believe my dog would tear into yours." And the fellow with the yellow dog said, "Well, let's see." So they took the leashes off, and sure enough, that yellow dog jumped on that German Shepherd and had him run to the bushes, whimpering. And the man said, "Well," what kind of dog was that?" He said, "Well, before I cut off his tail and painted him yellow, he was a crocodile." You know, my niece also told me another story about a 911 operator. One day, this fella called in, "I'd like to report an accident," he said, "on 127 Cuyahoga Street." And she said, "Well, sir, can you spell that for me?" She heard a click. Well, about an hour later, she got another call, and the fella said, "I'd like to report an accident on 127 Scott Street. That's F-C-O-T-T. She said, "Now, wait a minute. Weren't you the same fella that called in an accident on Cuyahoga Street?" He said, "Yeah, I couldn't spell that, so I drug him a block." You know, I love children. I just love children just like I love animals. And story goes, this little boy just could not go to sleep. So his daddy would be downstairs, and of course he was supposed to be going to sleep upstairs, and he would holler down and ask his daddy for a drink. Well, finally this happened about 6 times, and his daddy said, "The next time I come up there, if you don't lay down and go to sleep, you're going to get a whipping." So he tried his best. He laid down on the bed, he did everything he could think of, but he was just so thirsty. So finally, when he couldn't stand it any longer, he said, "Daddy, when you come up to give me my whipping, could you bring me a glass of water?" You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you.
Now, here's that handsome country singer, Alan Jackson.
Young people without a thing, say some vows and spread your wings, settle down with just what they need, living on love. She don't care now what's in style, she just likes the way he smiles. It takes more than marble and tile, just living on love. Living on love, dying on time, without somebody, nothing ain't worth it now. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking. Love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much, you get enough of living on love. Without a thing, children's gone, still they sing, side by side on that front swing, just living on love. He can't see anymore, she can barely sweep that floor, hand in hand they'll walk through that door, just living on love. Living on love, dying on time, without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking. Love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you get enough of living on love. Living on love, dying on time, without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking. Love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you get enough of living on love. Of living on love. Yeah.
your swimsuit, your blonde hair and blue eyes, when you were fickle and could not be true. You even left me for flabby Paul Crawford. He will soon find out that you'll leave him too.
Well, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone?
I searched the world over and thought I found true love.
You met another and you were gone.
She's gone! She's gone!
Now, just don't that beat anything you ever seen.
Do you know what they call a little animal that lives underground and shoots a bow and arrow? A Geronimo!
Good night, everyone. We hope to see you again soon.
If not in this life, the next. So we hope you know Jesus.
Hee Haw!